Hello everyone, this is Naurid and welcome to this amazing Facebook Live video. Why I'm saying it's amazing because today we're going to talk about something really interesting, and that is language. I know like internet is playing a vital role in our life nowadays, but if I give an example, like when I started using internet in 1995 or even 2000 or even 2010, people are more I would say English was dominating our search results, our internet usage, and everything. So everywhere we can see the heavy use of English language. But if you take a look in last 5 years, the thing starts changing. So we can see people are more using local language when they're searching for a content or when they're sharing their own blog videos, etc., etc. So to talk about the use of language in internet and also the Google Crowdsource. By the way, what is Google Crowdsource? I know already a little bit, but I also want to know from some amazing people. So today we're going to talk about the use of language in internet and also the Google Crowdsource, how it's evolving the language in internet. And to discuss about it, we have six people with us, and they all are amazing people. They all are the part of the Google Crowdsource community, and the best part is they all are from different countries. So let me introduce all the speakers in here. So I think we can just start and we can add the speakers. So first I have Pavel, Sanjay, Stephen, Sarah, and Niraj. So hi, how are you guys?
Hello
Hi.
everyone.
Hello.
We're fine. Namaste from Nepal.
Wow.
Hi,
Yeah,
Assalamu alaikum from Bangladesh.
Hey, from Brazil.
So guys, I think we can just start it because we don't have enough time. So it would be great if you guys can just introduce yourself and share a little bit about your country, culture, and language. Yeah, so I think we can start from Sanjay.
Yeah, great. So hi everyone. I'm Sanjay and I'm from India, and so I'm a software engineer by profession. So part time I do work for Google Crowdsource. So I will talk a little bit about my country. So everyone knows India, right? So we have a lot of cultures, lot of languages. So if I talk about, so we have 122 major languages, and we have yes, so we have 22 much more important language we used to commonly speak. So today in this session I will be talking about my language, which is Malayalam, so which is mostly spoken by the people of Kerala people, which is a southern state of India. So yeah, that's all about me. Yes, Naurid.
Yeah, so then I think I'd like to go to Pavel. Pavel, would you like to share something about yourself, the country, and the culture?
Thank you so much. I'm Pavel Sarwar from Bangladesh, currently living in Malaysia, and I am working in the fields of the entrepreneurship, public service innovation, tech education, and especially the community development. And Bangladesh is one of the most friendly and exciting countries in the world. Bangladesh was the first part of the Mughal Empire for more than 5 centuries. In 1971, it became the independent country of Bangladesh with the Dhaka as the capital city. And Bengali or Bangla is our mother language, and we are the only nation actually that fight for our mother language in 1952. And you know, Bangladesh, also called the motherland of rivers, has a unique history of culture dating back more than 3,000 years. This long history has also created a many site and unique folk heritage with a remarkable difference from the neighboring countries. So, over the centuries, the culture of Bangladesh has been shaped and influenced by the Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, and other religions. Naturally and traditionally, Bangladesh are peaceful and a tolerant country. And as a result, Bangladesh is known as worldwide as a very friendly, moderate Muslim country. And if I want to add something about Bengali, Bangla, also known by its another name is Bengali or Bangla. We and in 1999, UNESCO recognized 21st February as International Mother Language Day in recognition of the language movement. So if I want to something add more about Bengali, so more than 230 million people actually speaking in the Bengali. Thank you, Norit.
Thanks, Pavel. Thanks a lot. By the way, I'm also from Bangladesh. So now I'd like to move to Stefan. Stefan, would you like to share a little bit about you, Malaysia? And I'm also living in Malaysia, so I'm excited to know more things from you.
Thanks, Nari. So I'm Steven. I'm from Malaysia. So just a quick primer. Malaysia, we are a small country in Southeast Asia. To the north of us is Thailand. To the south is Singapore. And in Malaysia, we have got 13 states. So 13 different states and 3 separate federal territories. Now, Malaysia, as far as language, our national main language is called Bahasa Malaysia or Bahasa Melayu. Of course, Malaysia, we are a multicultural, multi-ethnic country. We've got a population of Malaysian people, Malay people, Chinese people, Indian people, and many minority groups of ethnic people. And also we've got a lot of foreign, basically professional, non-professional workers. Okay. Now, most local Malaysians will speak the Malay language or Malaysian language because that's our national language. Part of this introduction, if there were 2 things or 2 words I'd like you all to learn about Malay language would be, which are probably the most 2 important words. First will be how are you, which is apa kabar. So how are things? Apa kabar. And also thank you, which is terima kasih. So if with these 2 words, you can pretty much survive in Malaysia. So that's a short introduction about Malaysia.
And I am as well, Stefan. You should not forget about I am, right?
Yeah, but the 2 most important would be, it will be apa kabar and terima kasih, which is hello and thank you.
Okay, then I'm moving to Sarah. Hi, Sarah. How are you doing? I hope it's good. So would you like to please tell a little bit about Brazil and your local language?
Hey, thank you. Hello, everyone. Well, I'm from Brazil and I live here in Brazil. And our mother language is Portuguese. We call it Portuguese. And Brazil is a huge place. It's a huge country. So we have a lot of accents here. So sometimes if someone in the north is talking too fast and someone in the south listens, some words we can understand. I live in Minas Gerais. It's almost in the center of Brazil. And we have our own accent, of course. And we are I think the 3rd bigger state here in Brazil. And it's very interesting because we speak Portuguese because people from Portugal come here and all the history, they came here and teach the natives. But we have some native tribes here, so they have dialects, yeah. But today I will speak about Portuguese because it's my mother language and I don't speak other native language. So yeah, I think this, and we were talking and discussing about other things.
So Niraj, what about you?
So,
I think Niraj, you didn't,
this is how we say hello in Nepal. So I'm from Nepal. So talking about Nepal, so I would like to explain some few things. So Nepal itself is a culture museum, living museum. So we have more than 7 world heritage sites in Nepal. And so in digital marketing, there is like USP. It means unique selling point. So in Nepal, I will say that UKP, unique knowing point of Nepal. So I would like to add 2 things. So Nepal has a different flag in the world. So almost all the flag in the world, they are in quadrilateral shape. And Nepal, the shape of the flag has combines of 2 triangles which resembles mountains, Buddhism, and a lots of cultural things in Nepal. So, and another thing that would be unique in Nepal is mountains. So Nepal is a country of Himalayas and mountains. So you in the world there are 10 mountains with height 8,000 meters above, right? So in Nepal we have 8 among them. It means 2 mountains are in the rest of the world, and among 10 we have 8 in Nepal. So, and another thing is Buddha. So Nepal is itself a country which resembles peace and which tells peace. So Nepal is a country of Lord Buddha too. And in Nepal, so talking about the languages, we have 122 languages spoken in Nepal, and Nepali language is the primary language. So in Nepal, so we care a lot about the people. So while saying hi, so we'll say namaste, and while saying thank you, it's dhanyavad. So talking about Nepal and Bangladesh, I would like to get few things like in Nepal, if you want to say one piece, then it is like ek kota, right? So in Bangladesh, Pavel will say ekta. And in Nepal, there are some similarities between Bengali and Nepal. So in Nepal, we say nariyal for coconut, and in Bangladesh, Pavel says narikal, right? So these are the similarities we have since Pavel and me stayed together for Nepal, in Nepal and as well as Bangladesh. So we got to exchange lots of cultural things and lots of languages. So I also understand Nepali and Bengali little how and Hindi and so on.
Great. So guys, I'm already excited because I'm already with 5 people, and they all speaks in different language, which is a pretty exciting thing. But if I ask you about one exciting thing about your local language, then what it will be? And I think we can start from Sarah.
Well, I think Portuguese come from Latin, so we are discussing it. The sound it's so different. So I really like the Portuguese sound. Actually,
Okay.
it looks like Spanish for some people. Some people we didn't speak Latin language sometimes think it's French, or I don't know, because I don't know how the sound is, because I born and speak this language, so I don't know how is the sound. But
Okay.
this is, I will say just a few words that I really like.
Okay.
And this is the most exciting thing in Portuguese, I think. One word that I really love is saudade.
Saudade.
Saudade. Saudade means I miss you.
Wow.
But
how can I say I miss you too? Saudade too?
Não. Eu também tenho saudade. I also have. I also miss you. We never. Like this.
Okay.
And this word for me.
All right. So
is very important because it means a lot.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Sarah. I think the same question I would like to now ask to Niraj. So, Niraj, what is the one exciting thing you have about your local language?
So in Nepal, so we sit in same place and we speak lots of different languages. So currently I'm in Kathmandu and we speak Nepali, Newari and so on, and lots of languages. So Nepali language itself is the sweet language. We have a sweet tone, and people actually love the accent of Nepali language. So getting some few words of Nepal, I would like to say that. So in Nepal, it's the most common popular words are thank you, and in Nepali it's dhanyavad. So welcome, and for if you want to say welcome, so it's swagatam. So if you want to say how are you, so it is like tapailai kasto cha.
Okay. All right. So my next question to Pavel, that sorry, my next question to Stefan. I'm really sorry. My next question to Stefan. That Stefan, what is the one exciting thing you'd like to share about your local language?
So before I answer that, Naurin, you've been in Malaysia for some time. Do you speak Malay already?
I'm so sorry, but I only can say a few words like ayam, then terima kasih, and then minum seni, and then taman. So these are the words I'm familiar, but I cannot say a sentence. Yeah.
Right. You know one thing. I wish we all had more time on this session to share a bit more. But I would say like Malay is probably, or Bahasa Melayu is probably one of the easiest languages in the world to learn. Okay.
Really?
So actually there are like 7 or 8 reasons why, but we don't have time to go through all of them. So very quickly. So the first reason is, and I guess personally yourself and Pavel would benefit from this. Okay. The
Yeah,
first reason is Malay language actually uses Roman script, so it's ABC, so it's easy to read, right? The second
yeah,
thing is, right, when we look at Malay language, when you look at the way it's written, the pronunciation is 100% or 95% accurate to Roman speaking. So when we
exactly.
say MAKN, makan, like our favorite word, right? Makan, right?
Yeah,
MAKN. So when you say anybody in the world who reads the word, chances are people will understand you because there's no other word that sounds like makan.
great.
Okay, so that's one of the reason out of the 8 or 9 reasons why Malay is so easy to learn. But maybe I'll share a bit more afterwards. But
Yeah,
so in short, if people who are visiting in Malaysia are coming to visit us, or if there's someone who wants to learn an additional language, Malay can be a language to pick up, because if you learn Malay, 30 million people in Malaysia and about 270 million people in Indonesia possibly can understand you, so you can speak to
yeah,
about 4% of the world population.
and also in Brunei as well.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so
Yeah,
that's about 4% of the world population.
yeah. So this is the most exciting part of Malay, right? It's very easy language and anyone can learn it easily, right?
It's probably one of the easiest languages in the world to learn.
I will try hard. I will try hard to improve
Let,
myself,
let, let,
Stephen.
let, let me see if I get some time to share other stuff about why is it so easy to learn afterwards. Okay.
Sure, sure. So my next, I would like to invite Pavel. So Pavel, share me one exciting thing about Bengali.
Thank you so much for giving me time once again. Bangla has developed over the course of more than 1,300 years. So if you ask the Google, today we are talking about one of Google product, Google Crowdsource. So if you ask to the Google, what is the best sweet language all over the world? So Google will reply you, Bangla has been voted the sweetest language in the world. So
Really?
yeah, yeah, and
Okay.
Bangla is very easy to learn, and we have the rich culture about language. So we have the Bengali songs. It's very popular all over the world. So I want to say very simply, the world most sweet language is the Bengali, in a
Oh,
single word.
I like that fight between you and Stephen.
No, I'm agree with Stephen. The Bhasa Malay is easy to learn because by last 3 years I can now speak Sikit Sikit, means a little bit Bhasa Malayo, and I know many words, so I can do the conversation with Malaysian easily. So Bhasa Malay is easy to learn, but the Swiss language is Bengali. I can fight with the Stephen, no problem.
Okay, okay. Then let me invite Sanju. So Sanjay, I'd like to ask you one, sweet thing about your language.
Yeah, that's mostly the most interesting question because
Yeah.
when we take, so the language I speak is Malayalam. So I told you,
Okay.
the people of Kerala, people speak Malayalam. And the most interesting thing is also the weird one. It's like, it's the complexity of the language. So
Okay.
I would say this is the one of the hardest language, not in the world, maybe in the India. So it is
Okay.
very hard people to pronounce it and to speak casually. So
And it's so fast. It's so fast.
it's really fast. You can see that influence in my English also. so
Yeah.
so it's really fast and it's really complex and it's really hard to speak. But the beautiful things like because if somebody outside or outside the state or outside the country try to speak Malayalam, so for
Right.
us it will be very beautiful to hear. So the
Okay.
way they speak or the way the style, like when they speak, it will be in like their own style. We hear the Malayalam again. So it's the
Yeah.
most interesting thing I personally feel, and yeah, most of us also. So
Actually, I
another,
don't
yeah,
understand Malayalam, but I watch a lot of Malay movie.
oh
Malay
great,
movie. Yeah,
yeah.
it's exciting. It's
I
always
hope you
exciting.
you have watched the Bangalore Days movie also.
I'm not sure what I've seen, but yeah, I've watched few.
Okay, you should watch that. And one more
Yeah.
interesting fact is like we have a lot of Malayali people. Like the people who talk Malayalam, we call them as
Yeah.
Malayali. Okay,
Mm.
so we have
Okay.
a lot of people all over the world. And if you go somewhere, the first question, if you see a Malayali, the first question they will ask you, "Natil evideya?" which means where are you in Kerala? So
Okay.
yeah, so yeah, that's it.
All right. So the next question I'd like to start from Stephen. So Stephen, this crowdsource thing. Honestly, I was not very familiar about it, but yeah, I know you all are very familiar with about crowdsource, and you guys are part of it. But if I ask you, like, it will be great if you share a little bit about crowdsource, because I think you'll find people like me who are not very familiar about crowdsource. So if I ask you, like, could you please share a little bit about crowdsource for the audience so people can know what it is and how you guys are actually involved with this initiative?
That's a good question. So before crowdsource, I'm going to ask Naurid again. Do you use a lot of Google products?
Yes, I do, certainly.
What do you use?
Phone, email, laptop. Where I don't use Google products, it's a very easy
Oh, I
question
know.
to
No,
answer.
I mean, like, what products do you use? Let me just guess, right? You use Google Search. You probably use Google
Yes.
Photos. You probably use Google
Yes.
Translate, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So one of the things that we depend, especially as Google product users, we depend on how well the platform works. All right. So things like when we need translation, we go to Translate. When we want to search for certain things, images or news or information, we go to Google Search, right? And of course now with unlimited storage in Google Photos, we use Google Photos even more, right?
Really?
So you not know that, like, Google Photos
No,
is
I'm not
unlimited
aware
storage.
of it.
Well, let me share with you later after this, right?
Okay.
So in Google Photos right now, if you try later when you go in, search for cake, search for beach, search for sunset, all the images that you search for will come out based on what you search for. Okay, because Google can recognize the image base using machine learning. Okay, not because someone tagged the photo like this is a sunset, that's why it comes up, but because Google actually knows the image that looks like a sunset. Now, the way that machine learning works, unlike traditional coding, when we write a program, we write one subroutine, A, B, C, D, E. When we want to recognize an image or translate a text, right? Because there's so many myriads of different ways that things can look like, there's no real way to code it in certain coding way. So that's what machine learning is trying to emulate how our brain works by learning through example. So the more data we feed into these machine learning neural networks that Google has developed, the better the accuracy of this image recognition, translation, emotion detection, and so on. All right. So our duty, because we use Google products for free, is of course a bit of digital social service to try to give back, especially because Google is an American company. So whilst a lot of things in America works perfectly, a lot of things that locally in where we live may not be as perfect as in America. So if I search for example, let me give you an example, right? If I search for char kway teow, which is fried noodles in Malaysia, some images may not actually come out correctly compared to if I search for a hot dog, right? Okay, so we as contributors for Crowdsource, we provide as much raw data and outcomes and answers to the Google platform to help tune and to build and to make the Google's machine learning algorithms more accurate. In short, that is what it is. The more data we throw at it, the more accurate it will become. Okay, so not only images, so it's images, video, text, translations, answers,
compiling everything,
and so on. Pretty much everything that we interact with a computer.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Stephen. Sanjay, my next question to you, as Stephen already have explained what is crowdsource, but I think I would like to ask, what makes you what makes you interested about crowdsource? I mean, I was not aware of it, and this is not something sounds very sexy to me as well. So, what was the interest you had?
Yes.
And how you get involved? Yeah.
Sure. So the first thing when we talk about a crowdsource, the first thing which comes to my mind is the community. So
Yes.
it's not restricted. So if you, there are a lot of communities around us, like if you can see TEDx or whatever it is. So mostly they will be have one aim, like they will be concentrating on non-technical people or IT people at a time. So there is an no interaction possible with both the kind of people or all kind of people at the same place at the same time. So this is
Right.
a platform where we can just go and talk about, the Google crowdsource and how it's helping to make an internet a better place. So
Right.
each contribution is making or helping the people all around the world. I could say billions of people around the world. And
Okay.
so that makes this community special. Also, you have a global, I would say a global exposure. So you
Mhm.
have a chance to speak to people around the world. So I see community, the Google crowdsource community, as in that way, where we have a chance to interact with people around, and we have the same idea where we can just try and go and speak in front of technical people or non-technical people.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So my next question is to Sarah. Sarah, I'd like to ask you, how did you find crowdsource? I mean, how it comes to you?
Well, I am a local guide. I do things through Google Maps, and
Also,
I
you used
met,
to be a local guide before you
yeah,
know about crowdsource.
yes,
Okay.
and I met Pavel on local guide program, and then I think 2 years ago he started to talk about crowdsource, and then I was like, what is that? And I I'm a Google lover like everyone I think here,
Okay.
and okay, I will check this up, and then I really like the, especially the translate part, and like Steven told, have a lot of options and image and translate, and I really like the part of you need to figure it out what it's writing. It's very
Right.
nice. And well, and I really love about it, and I start to help crowdsource like a game, like okay, I'm in a bus, so I will start to find some images, and I be start to contribute to
Okay.
crowdsource like this. Thanks, Pavel.
Well, okay, Neeraj, my next question is to you. I would like to ask you, like, I mean, yes, they all are saying like how they get involved with crowdsource, but I would like to see how you see that initiative, the crowdsource initiative. How do you see it? Is it really helping people, or is it making any difference, or not?
Yeah, so for this, I will go with an example. So last time, so I also am a local guide since the early days. So last time I was in Pokhara. So Pavel knows about Pokhara. So I was in Pokhara and I was wearing a local guide t-shirt. And
Okay.
one girl from China came to me. She was thinking like I am a local guide who is the guide for the Pokhara. She came to me and she started talking to me in Chinese, but I don't know
Okay.
Chinese. Then I took out my mobile phone. Then I opened the Google Translate app and I turned the dual voice conversion option. So I said to her, you can speak in Chinese and I will listen that in English, right? Or Nepali. So she
Okay.
started asking me questions in Chinese language and I then started listening in my own language, right? So this is how, and I'll come again. So I think for me, crowdsource is a platform that helps to minimize the that helps minimize the communication skills from the
Okay.
various cultural results. I mean from a different country and so on. So, and it's a community. So actually, it's a huge community. So where you
Mhm.
get to meet a lot of people, like-minded people, who are
Right.
passionate and who have lots of leadership skills. So
Right.
another interesting thing is that there are lots of things you don't know much about your language. So when I join crowdsource, I get to strengthen my own language skills as well as my
Wow.
communication skills. So this is
Okay.
where we can meet lots of people. We can hang out with lots of people, get to network and get to learn lots of things from contributors and influencers and Googlers. So Pavel
Okay.
and me, we both met from the community. So we were joined by the community and we are now like a family member. So that's what crowdsource and community is to me.
Okay, so Neeraj and Sarah both has mentioned Pavel. So my next question is Pavel. That Pavel, I would like to know how your journey started to crowdsource. I had a different question, but I feel like as both of them mentioned about they know about crowdsource through you. So I would like to know how you know about crowdsource. This can be interesting. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Actually, I am a Google product lover and Google product user. It's since 2010. So it's a
Is it
long
sponsored by
journey.
Google?
No, I'm a big fan actually for Google products. So I'm also a Google local guide since 2015. Before that, it was the Google Map Makers. So when I'm searching about the new Google products or new Google community, how can I join with and explore? Because I'm a curious individual, always love to explore new things. So then I find about the Google crowdsource thing in the 2016. Yeah, 2016. And that time the crowdsource was very new. It's like a newborn baby. So I started the crowdsource community in 2017. And then I introduced this application with my wife, then Neeraj, because Neeraj not only my friend, he is actually my younger brother from different country. Then I introduced with Sarah, and when I back in Malaysia, moved in Malaysia, then I introduced with Malaysia, Indonesia,
Stephen, I
Stephen
can
as
say
well.
Stephen. Yeah.
Stephen as well. Yeah. Today, so many comments from Saidul in our comments box. So I introduced with Saidul as well, because I found that the crowdsource is not a only app; it's a movement for me. Like through this crowdsource, I feel that I can enrich my mother language, because if you go through the internet, the 55% content available in internet is from the English, but only the 5% people only they speak in English, but the content is English dominated, as you mentioned earlier. So that's why it's my I can say like that, it's my war to enrich my language in internet.
Okay.
So that was my journey.
Okay, so I think from the next question, it starts getting a bit more serious. But what I would like to add, what I have understand that you guys know each other very well, and you guys have went through some amazing journey. So if you'd like to add something by yourself, I think you guys can feel free to do that, because I think it will be a great experience for the audience as well. So even if I'm not asking any question, but if Stephen or Sanjay or Sarah or Pavel or Neeraj, if you guys have anything to add on, just add on. So my next question, I'd like to start from Stephen. Yeah, he was raising his hand. Yeah.
Thanks for
The question
noticing.
is kind of serious. It's like how Google is using crowdsource to improve the Google Translate for public use, because honestly, the Google Translate is something amazing and it makes my life easy. And I remember I was talking with someone recently from Vietnam, and he don't understand English, and literally I was typing in English, I copy it from Google Translator, and that's how I have chatted with him for like 15 to 20 minutes. So that's amazing, right? So I'd like to know, Stephen, from you, how Google is using crowdsource to improve the Google Translate for public use.
Right. So let me answer your question first before I go back to your offer of talking about some other things afterwards. All right. So first of all, Google, of course, just like all of us want, continually make translation more accurate over time. Okay. So from maybe previously it was hard coded word to word, and then as it moved to neural networks, it became more emotion based, and it became more how do you say, a deep learning neural network based. It becomes even more specific to how people talk in that local language. So long and short is, Google Translate today, as we compare to 10 years ago, today Translate is more about understanding what people are trying to say and translating it, rather than translating word by word. And I see that through many languages, especially Chinese, which I speak. So Chinese translation right now in Google Translate is absolutely almost perfect compared to like 5-6 years ago. because it was just translating word to word. Okay, so today is actually translating what the person actually is saying rather than the word by word. Okay, the second thing is how it helps people in like public service and so on. So you instead of typing and trying to get translation, use a conversation mode in Google Translate. The non-translate conversation mode, they speak, you get an answer. When you speak, they get a translation automatically. So that is those are some of the tools that Google has made. And of course, some of the other integrated tools could be, you can translate websites right now. Things like some of the advanced features could be like what I said, translation mode, and maybe eventually, maybe, who knows, multiple languages in a single conversation, who knows, right? So some of the things. So coming back to your offer just now, I wanted to just put in this thing because we are all, as what we say, like, of a family here. So one thing about Bahasa Melayu, Malay language, we are a fairly young language, and we actually borrow
Like
a
me.
lot of words. You're young. You look very young.
Yeah.
So we actually borrow a lot of words from a lot of the more how do you say, original languages in the world. For example, Arabic, Persian, Sanskrit. So I'm going to tell you a few words in Bahasa Melayu. And I'm sure a lot of you know exactly what it means, even if you don't know what it means. Okay. So few words like kerusi, meja, kanun,
Kanun, I
akhbar,
know. Akbar, I know.
kabar,
Khabar, I know. Yes.
anggur,
Yes.
arnab, dewa, nama, piala, raja, singa. So all of those words are coming from those original languages that we take some from. So that's one of the other reasons why Malay is so easy to learn. You might actually know Malay already.
I should be more serious about learning Malay now. Okay, now my next question to Pavel and Sarah. It's a bit different. Like, it's like, okay, as we're talking about the Google Translate for public use. So how do you guys feel like the improvement or the growth of like Bengali and Portuguese in Google Translator? Because what Stephen have said, I remember not all the language was really up to date, or not all the language was giving the right translation, like even 4 years back, if I'm not wrong. But I think in last 2 years it has improved significantly. So from these two language point of view, what do you think? I mean, how much it has improved, or where it is now and where it can go further?
It's a very nice question, and I was like, I have some things to say, so good. Well, in Portuguese, it's interesting thing because it's like Brazilian Portuguese. It's a new language if you compare with Portugal, and it's very different and similar at the same time. So we have a lot of words that Portugal don't use, and we have different types of translation. For example,
Really?
for example, I don't know, line. For us, it's a word, and in Portugal means other thing. So the important thing on translate, for example, it's being more exactly in the entire sentence, and you need to put if a Portuguese from Portugal or Portuguese from Brazil. Of course, it's not a big difference, but some words is a bad word. For example, for a girl in Brazil, we said menina, or I don't know, garota. In Portugal, they say rapariga. And here in Brazil, rapariga is not a good word to talk about other girl. So have these different things, like mean the same thing but don't have the same meaning. So these, I think, need to improve and translate, because sometimes we try to translate and the word don't have the meaning, especially if a slang thing, because we have a lot of words to in dictionary have a meaning, but we use to other things. So I really like to do a translation thing on Google Crowdsource and try to put the slang together sometimes, because
Okay.
it's been more useful. Because I don't know, like we have the word massa. Massa
Hmm.
here in my state means cool, but in Portuguese mean dot, like pizza dot or
Okay.
bread.
Yeah.
So it's a,
Yeah. True.
I don't know, it's an example, but it's very different. And if you go and translate and put the word massa, I don't think it's cool. It's already there, but we need to
But
improve
what do you
it.
think? Like, how can we? I mean, we can improve it because, as you say, like it's like very familiar kind of language. So, and it sounds almost like same. So, how people can differentiate, or how machine can understand it?
Well, and if you go to on Google Translate and you can click there and put to help to other translations, and then you improve yourself the Google.
Oh, I can improve it from there.
Yeah, and then you become a crowdsource helper.
Ah, okay. Okay.
And
So,
we
yeah.
also have the app. But if you
Okay.
don't want to help on Google Translate, you can go on website and then you have the title like down.
Okay. All right. So now I'm going to Pavel. Pavel, what's your input?
Yeah, thank you so much. So on this live, I can say very proudly, as I mentioned earlier, I am an explorer. So I love to travel different countries and different places. So during my all travel, Google Translator is always my best friend, because I have so many story about getting help from the Google Translator. As I mentioned, my last travel in China, so without Google Translator, it was like a full stuck. So
Okay.
and every day I need to write so many things in English. So what I do, actually every day I use Google Translator app for improving my English skill as well. And the contributing in Google Crowdsource, you know that only in Bangladesh have one Google community is called Google Developers Group Bangla. It's dedicatedly only the Bengali language. And you know the our Independence Day is 26 March. So the 2015 in 2015 our Independence our Independence Day, the GDG Bangla arranged one program is called, the event is called the Banglar Jonne Ek Lakh. It's a Bengali word, means the enriched Bengali 1 lakh, to change the translator. So if I come back to the present situation now, the translation between English to Bengali now is more accurate, because so many contributor now contributing in crowdsource platform. So now the Google Translator is more rich and more accurate in Bengali to English, and with the any other languages.
Okay.
And I want to take one opportunity, like Stephen. I want to say a little bit about what is my motivation behind contributing in Google Crowdsource. I want to take this opportunity because the Google mission is to organize the world information and make it universally accessible and useful. As I mentioned, the most of the content based on the English. So Google Crowdsource is the Google mission, and my mission is aligned together. So my mission also is same thing. Like I want to enrich my language on internet. Uh, for myself and my community, I want, because if you go through the statistics, more than 230 million people speaking in Bengali, and Bengali is the one of the largest spoken language. But if you go through the internet presence on the internet, Bengali it's very less. So I want to enrich my language, and my dream, I hope one day my dream will come true. Like my mom will speak in Google Assistant, how in Bengali. How can I go to Malaysia to see my son? And then Google Assistant will reply in my native language, not in my, the Bengali. My dream is more because I am from it, Mymensingh is a district in Bangladesh. So we have one local language as well. It's called the Mymensingh language, the Momunshinga language. So my dream will be once day will be come true. And that day so until that day I want to continue the contributing in Google Crowdsource, and I would like to everyone to contribute in Google Crowdsource.
Great. So Sanjay and Niraj, my next question is to you, as Sarah, Stefan, and Pavel has covered that part really detailed and really well. So my next question to you guys, that if someone would like to start on Crowdsource, because yes, we talk about Crowdsource, and Sarah was telling a little bit how to do and fix some translation, but exactly like if I'm a novice, like I'm really literally a novice. So if I'd like to be a crowdsourcer, then how can I do that? I can see Stefan is showing something, but Sanjay, can you and Niraj explain me like how I can start the crowdsourcing?
Yeah, sure.
In a layman term.
Sure.
Yeah.
So the first thing of being a crowdsourcer is all about exploring the app. So we have a platform in web version and we have a platform in Android, and the same platform is coming up in iOS as well. So for someone who don't know,
it's on iOS as well.
Not right now. It's a beta version is releasing soon.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're completely newbie and you want to get started with Crowdsource, I would suggest you to use a web version or an Android app. So for an Android app, what you need to do is like just go to your Play Store, search for Crowdsource. The first link, definitely it will be a Google Crowdsource one. So you just need to download it. So as you see in the picture, Pavel is showing the memento which he got it from Google. So that is for a top contributor award. So which Google recognize each contributor. So I will just go step by step. So you download the app, you log in with your Gmail ID. That's it. You all set to go for as a contributor. So
Really?
you have many tasks over there, like translation, image level verification. So where we can relate to what Steve has like Steve spoken in the first state, where Google Photos, how Google Photos is labeling or categorizing the images, like sunset. If you search, it will show you all the sunset image. So contributor has contributor. Yeah.
I have a question. Sorry to interrupt you. So say for whenever I'm traveling somewhere, so say if I'm going to shopping mall, then it asks me to give a review and asks me to take a picture. So if I'm taking a picture and putting up a review in Google Map, right? So am I also doing the crowdsourcing?
No. That is both different one. So
it's a different thing. Okay.
Yeah, that is the Sarah has spoken about that. She started with a local guide. So this is completely related to that community where you go and review the place and you make Google Maps better. So crowdsource, when we talk about, it's a wide perspective. So we have a wide diversity and a wide diverse use as well. We just not concentrate on single app to improve. We concentrate on Google Maps, Google Assistant, Google Translate. So I would say an example for that. I told you Malayalam is the very biggest toughest language.
Yes.
And have you wondered like how Google? So when Google will speak that language? So I used to wonder this 3 or 5 years before, but not anymore because Google has already implemented it. So it's all because of the community we have in Kerala, those who speak Malayalam. So we have a very good community who has this like-minded mentality and who started contributing by downloading this app, and they improved this translation thing, and Google implemented that in Google Maps. So now any Kerala people who want to travel throughout or navigate throughout the Kerala or anywhere, they have an option to change the language to Malayalam. So Google speaks Malayalam. So entire journey you get to know in Google. So one more funny part of that is I told you it's again toughest language. So river we used to say Pura. Can you pronounce that?
Pura.
Yeah. It's from, there is some vibration from your epiglottics. So it's like
Pura.
Yeah, it's something called Pura. So even I wondered like how Google pronounced exactly same. Around 80% is same. So these are some amazing things we do after downloading the app. So we just contribute the things like translation. So we read some phrase and we just record it and you send it. Or image level label verification is a one task where you just have a category of image, something like a cartoon, and you need to know that you need to analyze whether the picture belongs to a cartoon or not. Then you have to press yes or no. If you are not sure about what the image is all about, you have to skip it. So what happens is like machine improves it. So one contribution, if Nauri is downloading the app and doing, so you have done your part of contribution. So next we'll go to Pavel, and the same task will consider go to Pavel, and Pavel will be giving option no, and Steve will give an option no, and Neeraj will give option no. Then this set of data will go to Google, and we have a final output that the particular image is not a car. So this is how machine keeps on improving.
Okay.
So this is all we do as a once we download the app. Yeah.
Okay.
And just one thing,
Yes.
very quickly, and to encourage people to help, they have points. Like if you put no and a lot of people put no, and then the machine is okay, so it's no. But also if you do like everyone do, you getting points and then getting higher in score and then more like trustful or not. And other thing is very quickly, it's because you said about Google Maps and Crowdsource is not the same thing, but you can use, like if I took photos to maps, I also can use on Crowdsource. I can upload there and then I will put like potato, a food, I don't know what you take a picture. So you also can use both in different apps, but you can use the same picture or the same things to do both work, both contribute.
As like Sarah said, it's perfectly like a game for a new joinee. So if somebody download the app, it's like perfectly like a game. You earn badge once you contribute 100 translations. Then you earn then you have a leaderboard like Sarah has mentioned. So it is not a regional based; it's a global level. So we get to know who is leading in the particular task in the entire world. So you have then your mind will be like, okay, I need to lead up. So you will keep on contributing. Yeah. So
okay. So my next official question to Niraj, like Niraj, as Sanjay was saying that Google speaks in Malayalam, right? So I believe it also speaks in your local language as well. So how you have contributed to improve their experience for your local language? Can you please share your experience like the way Sarah or Sanjay have shared?
Yeah, sure. So I would just add one thing. So Crowdsource is all about machine learning. So it's where we teach machine learn from us. So as you said that you uploaded a photo in Google Maps. So suppose you uploaded a photo of Momo. It is the local food of Nepal. So you uploaded a photo of Momo in Google Maps.
I like Momo. Yeah.
Yeah. So and if you are searching for a photo of Momo in Google, it is what Crowdsource comes in. So Google Maps will just use the location of the photo and about the place, but Crowdsource recognize what is in the image. I mean, if it contains Momo or Xiaomin and so on. So regarding my journey, so I am with Google to improve my language, Nepali language in 2014. So in 2014, Google had hosted a event, and we together jointly hosted that event in Nepal. 2014. It was Babio language Nepal, and we hosted that event in various parts of Nepal and in various schools and colleges. So after that time, we got quite accuracy in Google Translate. So I have been doing that since 2014. So later on, Google Crowdsource came in. So as a unified platform that will make impact in Google Translate, Google Maps, Google Gmail, and so on. So what I would like to say is, using Google Crowdsource, I have been able to speak some words about my country, my locality, my language to the world. And I would like to add one thing. So what we share and what we help right in social media, it is just limited to our immediate circles that are in our network, right? So but if you share something about something, or if you contribute in Google Crowdsource, so it will actually improve the presence of internet, and it will improve the presence in your locality, in your country, and to the whole world. So this is
Yes.
why I'm actively contributing in Google Crowdsource. So reading about the language, as Pavel said, he has a dream that one day his mother will speak to Google, asking in Nepali. So I
Mhm.
have a grandmother, and she is 104 years old. So she doesn't know to speak English, right? So in in Google Assistant, you will ask, if you ask, "Hello Google, what is the weather in Nepal, or will it rain tomorrow in Nepal?" So it will answer in English. So, but my dream is that my 104 years old grandmother will ask Google in Nepali language, "Hello Google, holy pani parcha ki parदैन?" And then Google will reply in Nepali, and then she can understand. So
Yeah.
currently in Google, you can say, suppose my mother and my mom and dad don't know to speak much in English, but they know to speak in Nepali, right? So one day,
Right.
so my father opens his phone and says, "मेरो छोरालाई phone लगाऊ." It is like call my son, right? So that is
Okay.
how that is what motivates me to contribute to Google Crowdsourcing.
Okay. So, guys, we're almost into the event, but this is the most interesting question I think we have. So, I'd like to, I mean, I would like to tell you all that you guys can either share amazing experience you had already, or if you have anything would like to share to the audience, if you have any tips, tricks, or any encouraging words, you can do that. So you say whatever you want, and also you can say something, probably a sentence, a line in the local language. So yeah, so I think we can start from anyone who would like to start. You can just start. I think, who would like to start? I was waiting to see Stephen's hand, but it's okay. I think Niraj, you can start. So you can say something within a minute, your tips, tricks, or anything funny, or anything you'd like to share with the audience, and then a sentence in your local language. Niraj, can you please unmute yourself?
Okay, sorry, I got.
Yeah.
So community is always like networking. So I believe that networking is something like, if you help 10 people, so if 11 people will come back to help you. So this is why crowdsource goes round and round. So I am contributing, Pavel is contributing, Shara is contributing, Stephen is contributing, Sanjay is contributing. So we all are getting what we are contributing in a distributed way. So this is what I will say, that if you will join the community, you will get to meet lots of interesting people, and lots of people with lots of skills. So you will get to learn lots of things. So community for me is always, if is like not taking, but it's always giving, and don't expect to get in return. If you don't
Yeah.
expect something in return, but actually you will be getting lots of unlimited things in return.
Yeah. So you're encouraging people to join your community. So can you just now share a line in Nepalese language?
So namaste, Subaratri, it's good night.
Okay. Now we can go to Sanjay. Yes.
Hi everyone. So when I talk about crowdsource, the first thing I used to say is like it's all the hurdles in the beginning. So once you overcome that, the whole new world of community is in front of you.
Okay.
See, I was a person who was totally influenced by like this particular South India thing. So I was never ever thought about whether I can come out of it and I can speak to people around the world as I'm doing right now. So if the crowdsource as a community helped me to do that, so you have a wide variety of way to interact with the community we have in the Google crowdsource. Like you can just improve your communication, and you have a large diversity of people or a scattered people around the globe to interact with. So I would say it's all about the hurdles in the beginning. Once you overcome that, you have a whole new world in front of you. So it can completely change you, how you talk, how you use internet. And it's also give you a perspective of digital social servicing, which you do for making an internet a better place for your future children's, or for your future generations as well. Yeah.
And one line
or
in your
a
local
word
language.
Yeah, I remember that. A word in Malayalam. Shubharatri is same in Malayalam as well. Yeah,
Okay.
means good night.
Right. All right. Then I think I can go to Sarah.
Well, I think the guy said very well, but I think to people to be part of Crowdsource and help the community of this stuff, I would like to say take something you like. I don't know, like you like recipe, you like to cook, you like to travel. Take someone you like, and then you will find a way to contribute. You not force yourself to do this. It's like Sanjay said, it's a game, and it's to help community to be more community, I think, and to be more global. And the same time, it's to show your own culture. It's like it's a balance, you know. It's to put everyone together, and at the same time you show your culture, you show your language. So I don't know, I think it's this. And let me see one thing in Portuguese. Foi prazer, obrigada e boa tarde para vocês. It means what's a pleasure, thanks so much, and have a good afternoon. Because here midday one actually
It's kind of
the
midnight
afternoon.
for Stephen. Okay, now I would like to go to Stephen.
All right, thanks. So, for a new person who might be listening in, they might feel a bit daunted about us talking about machine learning and so on and so on and so on. Let me assure all of you that Crowdsource is not technical. Okay, it's meant for people from all walks of life, non-technical people, lay people, normal people. All you need to do is just to download the app. It's very intuitive. Once you download, you open it, you will automatically see what exactly it is. We don't even have to explain it to you. And for a lot of people, what it is I'm on the metro, I'm on the train, I'm on the bus, I've got nothing to do. So instead of playing games, I can just use the Google Crowdsource application and do a little bit, doesn't have to be all the time, some digital social service. Why? Because it improves the platform that we all use every single day. Okay, remember again, it's not technical. It's meant to be like a game. All right. And this is not a race. We don't want to reach the finish line. This is a marathon. We want to do it day by day, bit by bit, and continuously and upwardsly improve every single day. So from Malaysia, although we speak a lot of languages here, in Malay, we say salam sejahtera, selamat malam, that's good night, and jumpa lagi, and see you again.
Yeah, jumpa lagi, that's what I know. Yeah, I mean, thanks, Stephen. I think that the point you have mentioned that was really important. I think as long as people, I mean, don't believe it's for laymen, they don't want to try it. So as you all kind of mention it, Sanjay, you, Pavel, Sarah, you all directly mention it like it's for laymen. So I think now people will have more encouragement to use it. So now the last and my last guest, Pavel, from the same country. So Pavel, yeah, anything you'd like to add and a line in Bengali?
Yeah, thank you so much. So many people ask me every day why I'm contributing in Google products, especially in Google Maps and Google Crowdsource.
I do ask you as well.
Yeah. So my simple answer is that I want to help billion of user of Google products, and through the Google Crowdsource, I take this one an opportunity. Through this one, I can enrich my mother language. I can help my community. I can brand my country, like brand my mother language. So I would like to say, everyone, please, you can also take this opportunity to enrich your mother language on internet. This on the first thing. And secondly is, I want to share few achievement from Google Crowdsource. So when I show you one logo, this was actually the old logo of Google Crowdsource. Google rebrand their logo. So I was selected as a Google Crowdsource community leader in 2018. And the 2018 also, on the honor of the Valentine Day, Google Local Guide actually featured me and my wife as an inspiring couple. So they featured in Google official blog and the Google Local Get channel. But this month, Google sent one newsletter. Google Crowdsource sent one newsletter. Here they also mention us as a Google Crowdsource couple. So I want to say, everyone, those who are watching us, so you can make the contributing in Google Crowdsource or Google products as a daily life. So I already made this one as my daily activity. It's a part of my life. So I no need to take the specific time on contributing in Google Maps or Google Crowdsource on Google products. So I want to say, please take this opportunity and you can make this one as your part of life. Be a good citizen. You can brand your country. Personally, I want to brand my country, Bangladesh. And recently, actually, I'm also contributing in Bahasa Malayu as well, because I'm living in Malaysia, and Bahasa Malayu is easy to read and easy to contribute, especially in the image capture and handwritings input and few things. And I want to say in Bengali, Amar Shonar Bangla, Ami Tomai Bhalobashi. It means my beloved Bengali, I love you. So I want to say, everyone, thanks for joining today. And again, Amar Shonar Bangla, Ami Tomai Bhalobashi.
Thanks a lot, Pavel. Thanks a lot, guys. I mean, honestly, it was really an exciting session for me. I'm sure it was also exciting for the audience as well. I came to know a lot of new things. Yeah, I was little aware about Google products, Google Crowdsource, but I didn't had, not enough idea. But after having this discussion, honestly, it helped me really a lot, and I believe it also going to help a lot of audiences as well. So my heartfelt thanks to you all for your time, and I hope you all have enjoyed this session.
I found one interesting thing today in this session.
Yes, Niraj.
Can you guess something?
Yeah.
So 3 people here are wearing glass, and 3 people here we are not wearing the glass.
Oh.
Not so funny.
Okay.
Oh, now it's equal.
Thanks for the joke at the end. Thanks, guys. Hope to see you
Thank
all,
you.
and I really enjoyed the
Thank
session.
you.
Thanks. Thank
See
you.
you again.
Bye-bye.
And
Yes,
carry
you.
your
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good
Good night.
night, you.
Good night.
Bye bye. Cheers.